It's another day, and that means more people on the internet are trying to silence individuals they deem as their opponents, and that is exactly what's happening right now because the official Star Wars Outlaws subreddit is banning users for criticizing the game. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I've talked a lot about Star Wars Outlaws on the channel, and it is finally fully released. And while I am not starting my playthrough until tomorrow on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on live stream, I've seen too much. I have seen far more footage that makes me feel very negative and upset about the state of Star Wars video games and Ubisoft in general, because I used to love Ubisoft. Like so many people, they have amazing franchises and they've put out amazing games in the past, but it's like they put the least possible effort into Star Wars Outlaws, and instead of allowing people to talk freely about what they like and dislike about the game, the subreddit is now banning users for criticizing the game. This is a That Park Place article. It says the Star Wars Outlaws subreddit is reportedly banning individuals for criticizing the latest game. Now, this happens all the time. It happens on tons of subreddits for video games, movies, and TV shows. They basically want to silence the individuals that they disagree with. So it's not very shocking that this is happening, but it is disappointing for people who simply want to discuss their opinions on the game, but also for Ubisoft, because now they're going to face even more backlash. When you try to silence people on one platform, they will go to others. If you try to silence them on your subreddit, they're going to go to X, they're going to go to YouTube, and they are going to find a way to be heard. It says a Reddit user named Ugly Coyote reached out to That Park Place and informed them Reddit Star Wars Outlaws is banning and silencing people who are critics of the game during the early access, also deleting posts. Found myself victim of this, and I got reports from other people saying they were banned, and there are some screenshots here. He then speculated this looks like damage control before the game officially launches, but now it has officially launched. They did have a few days of early access, and that has not been going over well. And now that we're actually on release day, it's, I'm sure, only going to ramp up all of this backlash surrounding the title. They, of course, shared a screenshot indicating that they were banned, and it says, that basically, get out of our community. You're not welcome here, which isn't a shocker because they don't want people to be a part of their community if, they just simply don't agree. As you can see, it's pretty basic and just says that they were permanently banned from the Reddit, and it says, reminder from the staff, if you use another account to circumvent the subreddit ban, that will be considered a violation of the content policies. And this user had simply responded to it saying, I'm disrespectful in what way? I deserve a response. I deserve clarification. And of course, they didn't receive it because these, subreddit mods don't actually want people to be, fairly banned in some cases. If, of course, they have really broken the rules, they just want to say you've broken the rules in order to silence you. We see this happen so freaking often. There are tons of moderators on tons of subreddits that end up doing this. We actually saw it recently with the Assassin's Creed subreddit threatening to ban any players who, posted in the forums disparaging the developer Ubisoft's original claim that Yasuke is a powerful African samurai of historical legend. So, Ubisoft's team has definitely been trying their best to fight back against the backlash surrounding their titles, and it's not working. Of course, when it comes to moderator teams, it's really a mixed bag. Sometimes they hire individuals that are part of a PR team. Sometimes it's just community members. Sometimes it is developers themselves that will hop on. You never really know unless you actually look through every moderator's history on the platform and see if they've given any kind of context, but usually it's just a mixed bag, and it's just another reason why I personally do not use Reddit, because there are people who let the power go to their heads and feel like they can ban and silence anybody they want, and that is exactly what is happening with multiple Ubisoft titles at this point, and it's not going to work. All you're doing is pushing customers away because people want to be able to voice their honest opinions, positive or negative, and you are just saying, nope, we only want certain types of discussions on this platform, and that is just not going to go over well. And, the moderators, of course, with the Assassin's Creed situation had posted back in July, there is no debate. Yasuke was a samurai. If you disagree, you can do that somewhere else. And it seems that the same mindset is kind of being applied to the Star Wars Outlaws Reddit. But this game is already facing so much backlash. They should probably just let people discuss what they want to discuss, how they want to discuss it, because nothing they could do at this point could make the situation better for them. If you go to social media like X and you type in Star Wars Outlaws, all of the posts are negative. All of them are people saying how disappointing this game looks, how they need to patch this game already, and it's only been out in early access for a couple of days now. Even the reviewers were saying, yeah, it's got quite a few problems. They did generally rate it positive, chill media per usual, but it does seem that this game should not have released yet. It needed like another year to cook, and I understand that it's not really the developers' decisions, it's the higher ups at the companies who are, making these pushes for titles to be released in certain, timetables, which isn't the developers doing. But at the same time, this game has allegedly been worked on for 3.5 to 4 years, from what we understand, because it was announced back in 2021. And what they've given us here just looks like a game that they cooked up in 2 years. It doesn't look like they put really a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. And when you expect people to pay $70 to $130 for a video game, we should be getting really high quality experiences. Otherwise, people are just going to boycott your titles and they're not going to monetarily support you. And without customers, you don't have a business. You developers, you CEOs are not getting paychecks. And when it comes to Ubisoft, there's a lot of negativity surrounding them at this point because of Star Wars Outlaws, because of shoddy remakes and remasters, and Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out in just a couple of months in November. And I think that Star Wars Outlaws is going to lose quite a bit of money. I do think that Assassin's Creed Shadows is also going to struggle. Yes, they do have a lot of brand recognition. Star Wars is a big name. Assassin's Creed is a big name. So maybe they will end up turning a profit. Who really knows? I just don't think with the reception to these games so far that it's going to go exceedingly well for them. And of course, I will be playing these titles. I'm going to be playing Star Wars Outlaws over the weekend, giving it a chance, seeing if it really is as bad as a lot of the gameplay footage has looked so far. And I will be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows when it comes out in November because I'm talking about the games. I want to give them a fair chance, because I actually play video games unlike these journos. But right now, things are really in a very bad place for Ubisoft. And now that we have moderators on the subreddit silencing gamers, it's only going to get worse for them, and they're only going to face a hell of a lot more backlash now. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.